Bismillah. The School of Neoclassical Arabic Poetry. The term Neoclassical Arabic Poetry refers to the modern Arabic poetry which conforms to the classical Arab way in poetry as far as its compositional principles are concerned. The contents of neoclassical poetry, however, are often different from those of classical poetry. We can say then that neoclassical poetry is traditional in form and contemporary in content. The emergence of this school in modern Arabic literature goes back to the 19th century. The usual model of this school is that of medieval Arabic poetry, at its peak as represented by the distinguished poets of Abbasid creativity, Abu Tammam al-Buhturi, al-Mutanabbi, Abu al-Ala al-Ma'arri, and the like. Although Lebanon and Syria played an important part in the emergence of neoclassical poetry, Egypt was the hotbed of this school. It is generally agreed that its pioneer was Mahmoud Sami al-Barudi, 1839 to 1904, who was born into a Circassian family of generals and courtiers, and was educated in the military academy. His fondness for the poetry of the medieval Golden Age was so great that he took pains to put a colossal anthology of that poetry, which after his death was published in 4 volumes as Mukhtarat al-Barudi, 1909. His selections reveal his enchantment with the beauty of these poems. Al-Barudi's models in his poetry were the Abbasid rather than the late medieval poets. His diwan contains some of the first manifestations of the grand style that was to become the hallmark of the neoclassical school in its heyday. The post-Barudi period witnessed the peak of neoclassicism. There is no doubt that the most outstanding figure in this period was Ahmad Shawqi, 1868 to 1932, who was acknowledged as the Prince of Poets. Although some literary critics like Abbas Mahmoud al-Aqad accused him of imitativeness and lack of coherence, such attacks had very little effect on the overall image of Ahmad Shawqi. The common terms used for this school of poetry are the school of revival, the traditional classical school, poetry based on traditional meters, poetry pertaining to the heritage, the school of Al-Barudi and Shawqi, and the neoclassical school. Wassalamu alaikum.